take a look at our Roofing 911 SkyCam network this morning here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packer and Pray. Lots of clear skies. You know, we had a surge of drier air. I mentioned this past weekend, and a little surge of dry air coming in Tuesday last night into Wednesday morning, last night into this morning. And we're expecting lots of sun today. There won't be very many clouds. They got that dry air mass coming in from the northeast, kind of briefly drying us out again. That made for some cool temperatures this morning too. A little bit cooler this morning in spots than what we had yesterday morning in our Roofing 911 SkyCam network outside of our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Lots of sunshine. It'll be a sunny afternoon, another day of low humidity. But as we head into tomorrow, in which is good news a little bit, the humidity will begin to start going up again. That'll help us out a little bit as far as the fire danger goes. We have a little bit of humidity in the air beginning tomorrow on into the weekend. We started out this morning around 60, even across parts of the triangle, some mid to upper 50s in the lakes. It was a cool morning nonetheless, and we'll warm up into the upper 80s coming up this afternoon. Let's take a look at southwestern Louisiana, our Roofing 911 SkyCam network there. Lots of clear skies, beautiful day across the area. Have any outdoor plans? Looks pretty good. Certainly no rain expected, that's for sure. I hadn't seen that in quite some time. We'll have a little bit of a chance coming up on Saturday. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But over in southwest Louisiana, you also started out around 60 this morning. So pretty cool start to your Wednesday, and we'll have some low 60s again tonight. Maybe not quite as cool as we had this morning, but still pretty nice coming up before the humidity starts coming back and warmer nighttime temperatures beginning tomorrow on into the weekend. Our Roofing 911 SkyCam network, let's go up to the lakes area up in Jasper, sponsored by Provalis. Lots of sunny skies. And you started off in the mid-50s this morning. Had some low to mid-50s in the northern parts of the lakes area. Very chilly start to your Wednesday. But the lakes, you as well, will warm into the upper 80s coming up later today. Nice and warm this afternoon, another day of low humidity before that humidity starts to come back tomorrow on into the weekend ahead of another weak cold front, which will move through the area on Sunday, which we'll talk about coming up in just a moment. But pretty nice across the entire region. Down in Port Arthur, our Roofing 911 SkyCam network, sponsored by Market Basket. Down there, you started off in the lower to mid 60s, closer to the water down there. Beautiful morning, even in Port Arthur. And you as well will warm to the upper 80s coming up, it looks like, later this afternoon. So very nice day coming up. Another day of low humidity, another night with low humidity and cool weather tonight before we'll begin to warm up at night, and that humidity comes back as we head toward the weekend. Your allergy report, well, it's improved somewhat since the weekend, but still the ragweed hasn't. Still in that high category. Lots of folks still sneezing and having the allergies, mainly due to that ragweed. Notice the tree and the grass, not too bad there. The mold in that medium category, maybe some improvement on that by the end of the weekend. Temperatures right now, we're slowly warming. 84 in Kirbyville, 82 in Jasper and Woodville, 81 in Orange, and we have 78 degrees here in Beaumont and in Port Arthur, 79 degrees at Houston. And the winds will be fairly light. The air will be fairly dry today, so we are expecting temperatures once again to be in the upper 80s. It gets pretty hot in the afternoon, especially with that dry air in place, and that's going to continue again for later on today. Looks pretty warm, and as we said, we'll drop on down tonight into the low 60s across southeast Texas. Now, lots of clear skies across the region. We have high pressure in the mid-atmosphere, so a lot of sinking air there. Surface high pressure is just off to our northeast, so don't think we'll see much in the way of clouds today. Maybe one or two small cumulus clouds developing. That'll be about it. A little disturbance out across New Mexico, pulling on around the ridge of high pressure, kind of rotating around that. A few little showers there north of Albuquerque on into parts of the Central Plains. But other than that, things looking really good. All right, let's take a look at the burn bans now. Every county in the viewing area under a burn ban, even some counties out of our viewing area under those burn bans as well. Huntsville, Conroe, Harris County, no burn ban yet. That'll be coming probably, if not today, probably tomorrow, as well as Cameron and Calcasieu Parish. Those will probably be coming today and or tomorrow as well. So with the low humidity we've had, and it's been quite some time since we've had any decent rainfall, conditions are favorable for wildfires. Very dangerous situation out there, so be careful. Certainly no burning. Things may improve a little bit over the weekend as far as a little higher humidity and maybe a few showers on Saturday, but the showers we do get on Saturday certainly is not going to be enough to end that. It's certainly no way. But we have high pressure over the deep south. You can see that, everything kind of rotating around that. Now here's the next upper low. Boy, it's spinning nicely over Nevada. That's going to slowly move east the next few days. That'll help push a front into the area and hopefully through the area coming up by Sunday. Any showers we see should be ahead of the front. Now, depending on how far east and south this upper low makes it will depend on how far south the front gets through the area too. So we'll kind of anxiously waiting on some new model data later this afternoon, because there could be some changes on that in the form of maybe, unfortunately, less rain and maybe not even a front. So we'll see. Hopefully not. We'll know around 4 o'clock this afternoon on the beat, so be sure to tune in then. Low humidity this afternoon. What's new there? I mean, it feels beautiful. It's great. We're having these nice, cool mornings, beautiful afternoons with low humidity. If we just weren't in the drought situation we were, this would be picture perfect, but we just need the rain. It's getting to the point where it's very, very bad out there as far as the fire danger goes, and we need it. Now, mid-levels of the atmosphere, notice this gray shading across southeast Texas, brown to gray. That is a bone dry air at 10,000 feet up in the atmosphere. Very, very dry. Mid-levels of the atmosphere, look how dry. Now, we do have a weak upper level disturbance that's going to come in on Friday, but notice just not a lot of moisture there. The moisture levels do increase a little bit in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, but mainly west of us, Houston area, back down in the Gulf. So we'll give it a 10 to 20% coverage of showers on Friday. That's the best I can do on Fridays, 10 to 20% coverage. There is a weak disturbance there. You see that in the red, and a little bit better moisture. And then we dry out again, and then the moisture levels pick up for Saturday. So we'll give it a 30 to 40% coverage of showers on Saturday. Then we'll see some drier air working in again as the winds become northwesterly in the middle part of the atmosphere once again. Expected rainfall totals between now and through Sunday morning before daybreak, just not much. Less than 1/4 of an inch of rain most areas. Now, there could be a third, maybe a 1/2 inch in a few spots here and there, but even if you get a 1/2 inch of rain, that's just not going to help much to end the burn bans, that's for sure. It's not going to happen. Now, if we would see some 1 to 2 inch rains and some isolated heavier totals, that would be a different story, but I just don't see that right now for Saturday. Just don't see it. Futurecast this afternoon, lots of sunshine, high temperatures warming into the upper 80s later today. And as we head into tonight, skies will be mostly clear, be a little bit of patchy ground fog once again as well. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s tonight, lakes, lower 60s in the triangle. Tomorrow we'll go ahead and put a few clouds back in the forecast because the moisture levels will slowly be increasing in the very lowest part of the atmosphere. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy tomorrow with highs in the mid to upper 80s coming up in the afternoon. And Lorenzo, a tropical storm way out in the Atlantic. Kiss him goodbye. He's gone. Be no threat at all either to the U.S. mainland whatsoever. We're in great shape of the tropics. And your marine forecast for the rest of the day, the winds a little bit breezy at times, 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeast late today. Sunny skies this afternoon, highs in the upper 80s. Light northeast winds will become southeast here in the triangle late this afternoon. And for tonight, clear to mostly clear, light northeasterly winds, mid to upper 50s lakes, close to 60 there. And we're talking lower 60s in the triangle. Another cool morning, 50s lakes, low 60s in the triangle. All right, 7-day forecast. It's dry today and tomorrow. Friday, might as well say it's dry. There may be 1 or 2 showers out there. We'll give it a widely scattered coverage at 20%. Won't be a whole lot even if you do get a shower. 30 to 40% coverage on Saturday, mid to upper 80s. That front, we'll see if that front actually makes it through. Waiting on some new data this afternoon. If it does, we'll drop into the low 60s again as we head toward Monday morning of next week, and then we'll warm right back up as we head into Tuesday. Join us again at 4 o'clock for another update.